The executive director, H Green Campaign Initiative, Engineer Simeon Odo, said the indiscriminate use and unethical ways of disposing of plastics in homes has affected the ecosystem, wildlife, and humanity. Engineer Simeon Odo said his NGO, H Green Campaign Initiative, decided to join hands with government, particularly the Federal Ministry of Environment, and other civil society groups to celebrate this year's World Environment Day to create awareness in the cities like Abuja and rural communities around the country on the hazards of plastics if poorly managed in our homes. He said the H Green Campaign Initiative was aimed at complementing the effort of government.
Where we want government to do more is on an area of enforcement. Okay, because we know that recently Lagos State government came up with a policy banning single-use plastic. And we want every other state to take example from what Lagos State government have done and continue to look at particularly banning, increasing the policy, and of course enforcement. Okay, enforcement and coming up with regulation that will hold everybody accountable when it comes to plastic or waste pollution.
The Director Advocacy Program, Elizabeth Owen, said the Awareness Campaign Initiative was aimed at creating consciousness in every Nigerian on the harmful effects of plastics. Elizabeth Owen said these plastics are thrown away carelessly, find their way to the water bodies, and in a way get back to us with a consequential effect to human life. Owen said the Awareness Campaign is intended to sink the message into the mind of an ordinary Nigerian on how to control plastics around us. She said, man by nature disturbs other agents wherever he finds himself, and as such distorts the original plans of the Mother Earth.
It's caused by anthropogenic activities, which are human-caused problems. So most of our activities like gas flaring, burning of refuge, and even these plastics, they release a lot of harmful chemicals into the atmosphere, which in turn comes back to us and resulting to global environmental problem. What we are doing here today is not just in Nigeria alone. It's a global phenomenon, and we are here today contributing our own quota to seeing that this menace called plastic pollution is being tackled. So if each individual, each household rises up today with that consciousness in his or her mind, even without the enforcement of any law.
And environmentalist Jupress Chizorom said plastics, if properly managed, can become a source of wealth. She said single plastics like bottles, water can be converted into many purposes and enjoin Nigerians to take advantage of the campaign and use plastics for wealth instead of waste.
So now we also have to look for substitutes to plastics, because I see lots of paper plates in production, lots of paper straws, lots of paper cups, and people just think they are like, okay, they are not as sophisticated as using plastics, but that's not true. We need to use as much paper items as we can because they come from the environment, they come from trees. Trees are broken down to make papers. So turning them to paper straws, paper plates, toothpicks. I see we have even rubber floss and all, but toothpicks are still great.
The Awareness Walk campaign was one of the initiatives put together by the H Green Campaign Initiative as part of its contribution to mark the World Environmental Day, which saw many people walking kilometers drumming support to fight plastics in the society. Topsy Gimba, ASO Television News.